Getting worse along our coast. Before now, it was mostly contained to counties to the north of us, but tonight, all of the toxic algae is starting to drift to the south. You can see the red and orange dots, lots of them off Charlotte County, and now some off northern Lee County. Those indicate high and medium concentrations.
And here's the result of that: dead fish floating belly up in some of our waterways. NBC2 Samantha Serbin talked to people who say this is some of the worst red tide they've seen in years.
Today is one of the worst that I've seen.
Stan Zach owns a bait shop on Manasota Key. Today, his neighbors, a fish graveyard.
But this is the worst I've seen the intercoastal through this summer.
But it's not just the intercoastals.
But I talked to my buddies who've been fishing out offshore, and they're going 11 to 15 miles before they're outside of the red tide.
Red tide levels are getting higher and higher along coastal Charlotte County.
Placida to northern Venice being an area where they can see discolorations.
FWC researchers say there could be several reasons why.
We did have a fairly intense patch that was off of Sarasota that looks to have improved. Those patches likely to some extent moved south. And we just had a full moon. And so with that full moon, we're going to have larger tidal excursions. And that combined with wind can play a role in terms of moving cells around.
This bloom dates back to December 2020, which is quite unusual, according to Dr. Kate Hubbard.
We don't usually think that the bloom will last throughout the summer months.
Unfortunately, Hubbard says now is the time we see new blooms start up. So there's a chance this isn't going anywhere anytime soon, which means less business for locals like Stan Zach.
Terrible. We're suffering. Yeah, everybody is.
In Inglewood, Samantha Serbin, NBC2.